What if tomorrow morning you wake up, step outside, and your car is still there, but the world that made it possible is gone? No fuel, no spare carts, no new cars being built, dealerships empty, factories silent, supply chains broken beyond repair. This isn't a movie, this isn't a theory, this is exactly what happens when war reaches its full potential. And the scariest part? It doesn't destroy the automobile industry slowly, it collapses it all at once. For more than a century, cars have been more than machines. They represent freedom, control, status, power. From the moment humans mastered engines, we reshaped cities, economies, and entire lifestyles around automobiles. Highways replaced pathways, fuel replaced food as a priority resource, and entire nations built their strength on wheels. But behind this global system, there's a hidden truth. The automobile industry is not strong, it's not independent, it's not even stable, it's a fragile network held together by peace. In war, war is the one force that can tear it apart completely. Let's start with something most people never think about. Your car is not made in one place. It's not even made in one country. It's the result of a global puzzle where every piece comes from somewhere else. Your engine components might come from Germany, your microchips most likely from Taiwan, your battery materials sourced from Africa, refined in China, your software systems developed in the United States, and finally, assembled in another country entirely. Now think about that for a second. Your car only exists because the entire world is cooperating. Now imagine just one major conflict begins. Trade routes close, ships stop moving, airspace gets restricted. Suddenly, that global puzzle can't be completed anymore. And without that puzzle, cars cannot exist.
Not delayed, not expensive. Impossible. Let's zoom in on one tiny component that controls everything. Semiconductors. Modern cars are no longer mechanical. They are computers on wheels. Your braking system is controlled by chips. Your steering assistance, chips. Your dashboard, sensors, cameras, safety systems, all dependent on microchips. Now here's the reality. A huge percentage of the world's advanced chips come from just a few regions, and those regions are politically unstable. We already saw a small preview of this. During recent global disruptions, car companies couldn't get enough chips. Production slowed down. Factories paused. Prices skyrocketed. People waited months, even years, for cars. Now imagine that same situation, but this time there's a full-scale war. Factories producing chips are destroyed or shut down. Exports are banned. Technology becomes restricted. And overnight, every automobile company on Earth is fighting for survival. Now let's talk about something even more critical: energy. Because without energy, nothing moves. Factories need electricity 24/7. Supply chains need fuel. Transport needs stability. War doesn't just create violence, it creates shortages. Fuel prices explode. Power grids become unstable. Entire regions face blackouts. Now imagine running a car factory in that environment. You can't. Production becomes inconsistent. Costs become unpredictable. Losses become unavoidable. And here's the twist. Even electric vehicles, the future everyone is betting on, are deeply dependent on energy stability. Mining lithium requires massive power. Battery production consumes enormous electricity. Charging infrastructure depends on a stable grid. So when war disrupts energy, it doesn't just hurt gasoline cars, it destroys the electric future too. Now let's go deeper, because wars today are not just fought with weapons, they are fought with resources. Modern vehicles depend on rare materials: lithium, cobalt, nickel, copper, aluminum. These are not easily available everywhere. They are concentrated in specific regions. And during war, countries don't share resources. They control them. They restrict exports. They increase prices. They use them as leverage. This creates a silent battlefield, a resource war, where companies are forced to compete not for innovation, but for survival. And when the cost of building a single car rises beyond what people can afford, production stops making sense. No resources, no production, no industry. Now, here's something history has already proven. In times of war, industries don't stay neutral. They get absorbed into the war machine. Automobile factories don't just shut down, they transform. Car plants become tank factories. Assembly lines produce military vehicles. Engineers are redirected toward defense systems. And once that shift happens, there's no going back quickly. Civilian production becomes irrelevant because in war, priority is not comfort, it's survival. So even if factories are still standing, they are no longer building cars for you, they are building machines for war. Now let's say somehow cars are still being produced. There's one final problem. Who will buy them? War destroys economies. People lose jobs, inflation rises, currencies weaken, uncertainty becomes the new normal. And when people are uncertain, they stop spending. Buying a car is a long-term decision, but war forces short-term thinking. Food becomes priority, safety becomes priority, survival becomes priority. And when demand disappears, even the strongest industries collapse. So now, put it all together. Supply chains are broken, chips are unavailable, energy is unstable, resources are controlled, factories are repurposed, consumers stop buying. What remains? Not a slowdown, not a recession, a complete collapse. The automobile industry doesn't adapt to war, it gets erased by it. The truth is, we built the modern world around cars, but we also built it around peace. And the moment that peace disappears, so does the system that supports everything we take for granted. Cars don't just require engineering, they require stability, cooperation, global trust, and war destroys all of it. So the next time you sit behind the wheel, ask yourself, is this machine really permanent, or is it just a product of a fragile world that could disappear overnight? If you want to understand how power, systems, and hidden forces shape your reality, subscribe to this channel because what you see on the surface is never the full story.